Hey class, my name is Caitlin Scott, and I did my phonemic awareness lesson plan that the learner will create and state a series of rhyming words including consonant blends. So when the class first gets there, hopefully it will be a Monday when we start this, I said that I would review vowels and consonant blends by oral discussion. So I'll have like a big sheet that says A-E-I-O-U. I know it's backwards, but and I'll ask, can someone name the vowels we talked about last week? Because prior week I mentioned the vowels and kind of introduced rhyming words hopefully last week. But hopefully I'll be a real big advocate on hands being raised. I won't call on anybody if they shout out the words or A-E-I-O-U or the vowels. So hopefully I'll ask, can someone name the vowels we talked about last week? And I'll make sure all hands are raised, and I'll just choose at random. And they'll say A-E-I-O-U. And then I will say, well, does anyone know how to say the short vowels? They probably won't remember because they are first graders, but A, E, I, O, U is how you say that. And I'll explain to them that it's the same vowels, they're just said differently, because in bug, you don't say you say bug or rug, not boog, bug, and rug. And I just made like little cards that fox and box, just that say rhyming words on there. Milk and silk, bed and Ted, and then bat and hat. And I'll just hang those on the board for that week that we learn those, just so that they can be kind of as a reminder, and they'll start picking up on those short vowel sounds. For consonant blends, I will review just those words, and I'll give examples like the same letter in the middle kind of word, but yeah, okay, so the overview. The purpose and importance is to prepare students for phonics, reading and recognizing, and spelling. So hopefully all this will get in their brain and just stick in there so that they can read and recognize vowels and rhyming words and be able to spell and read when they get older. And continuity is last week we touched base on the vowels A-E-I-O-U, and I introduced a few rhyming words to them. I'm sure that they've heard it in songs and books, The Cat in the Hat, Box and Fox. You know, they're first graders. I'm sure that they've been introduced to it before, but last week we talked a little about that. Today we will learn consonant blends and how to determine if words actually rhyme. There are some words that have they look the same. They might look like they rhyme, but they won't rhyme, so that's what I'm going to try to teach them today. In the future, tomorrow, we will continue to learn consonant blends, but in larger words. We will also start to learn different vowel sounds. So just a little harder words, you know, things that they can read but still recognize. Even if they recognize it and won't be able to read it, that would be awesome too. So, yeah. Objectives. The learner will be able to create and state a series of rhyming words, including consonant blends. I've already said that, but okay. Motivation. I thought this was really cool. I searched on Google a PBS game. It's Wonder Words Matchup on the smartboard. I'm just going to pull it up on the smartboard for them to kind of get them like energized and ready to learn this lesson, because it is important that their minds are set and ready. I just printed off like a print screen of the game, and this is the game. And basically all you do, we're only going to play this once because it doesn't take very long, about 5 minutes, but I will explain to the students how it works, and like I said, I'm a big advocate on when their hands are raised, so I will say, okay, you click on one, and then say it's like a V, it'll say V, just a plain letter V. And then we click on this one, and it says an, like it has a space and an. So van, if it matches, okay, then it means that you got one correct. But it's just kind of a matching game that does consonant blends and fill in the letters and words and stuff. I thought it was really, really cool and really first grader like they would like that, I'm pretty sure. So, and I will only call on students that have their hands raised, because I'm not going to have anybody shouting at me or pick that one. No, we're going to call on people's hands, yeah. So, we'll have to use a smartboard for that. The whole class will be involved. Even the special needs children can be involved on that one. Okay, next is the actual procedure, the actual activities. I'm going to introduce the activity called Matching Rhyme Time. I found it on the FRCC, is that it? Yeah, frcc.org website. I really love that website. I'm going to write that down and keep it in my purse because it was awesome. But matching rhyme time, excuse me. Students will work in pairs and have their own little game set up, because the setup is and hopefully I'll have all these cut out beforehand and just keep them, laminate them and keep them for later years and stuff, because I really don't want to spend class time of them cutting, and it would take an hour probably to cut all these up and have them situated in baggies and stuff. So I'll probably have this for later years organized. But whoops, sorry. This, it has all hook and all that, so you just cut it out, cut all these out, and like I said, I'll laminate them. But the objective is the students will recognize rhyming words, so perfect for this lesson. What will happen is I'll explain to the students how to play the game, probably before passing out the materials, because they are first graders. So basically, I'll just explain the game really quick. It's really cool. So you have all these different pictures, and you cut them up, and we're going to lay them all out on the desk. And it will be 2 or 3, 2 pairs, just one pair, 2 people, 2 kids. But if there's a third or an extra, 3 people could play too. But you have them all laid out, and they are on the back, so you cannot see the picture. And so, say I go first, I will flip over house, and then you go again. You flip over 2 cards. I flip over house, and I flip over box. Do those rhyme? No, they don't rhyme. So I have to flip them back over, and I kind of want to remember where those are at. So if I do fox, I can flip over box because I remembered where box was. So if the next person draws frog and they draw dog, they flip over dog. Frog and dog rhyme, so they get to keep those cards, and they will have those cards, and whoever wins at the end has the most cards. Whoever has the most cards win. So I think that would be really fun for first graders. I used to do that when I was a kid all the time, the matching game. Not really rhyming, but I flip over cat, and I was oh yeah, I remember where cat is. I loved those games. I loved the matching games. It's really self-explanatory and just really simple for kids to pick up on. I think it'll be a good activity for them. So that's matching rhyme time. After the matching rhyme time, I actually came up with this game. I don't know if the teacher will accept it, but I didn't find it anywhere online. It just kind of came to me when I was typing up matching rhyme time in the lesson plan. But hopefully, I will actually laminate these 2 and get bigger cards. So I have a teacher bag and a student bag. And I just kind of came up with random words that were simple for first graders to read and actually rhyme too. My husband helped me as well. So the students' bag, I will actually mix them all up and pass them out to the students and say, don't tell your neighbor what your card is. Like, make sure you keep it to yourself and remember the word and try to think of words that rhyme with it, but you have to keep it to yourself. And then I have my teacher bag. So let me just lay out these real quick so I can explain. Okay, so I just did a few. I'm going to come up with more later for actual future teaching. So, say I draw in my bag. This is the teacher bag. All the students are sitting down, and I say, okay, I have my first one. It's cat. Who has a word that rhymes with cat? If you have a word that rhymes with cat, stand up, please, and say your word. Say your word as soon as you stand up. So cat. And then hopefully a student will stand up and say, oh, I have Matt. That rhymes with cat. And it's just going to be really fun for them to, like, be able to move around and stand up and, like, actually not shout their word, but, like, say their word without having to raise their hand. Like, there's only going to be one student that has that, and it's going to be like, they're under the spotlight. Oh, mine has Matt. Okay, I just think that's awesome. So, yeah, it just goes on like that until everyone has had a turn to stand up and say their word. Hopefully that they would catch on to that. And, okay, so I called that the stand up and rhyme. I like that game. So, teacher bag, student bag. Excuse me. Okay, so those are the two activities that I would like to do with my students. So the stand up and rhyme, and then the other one with the cutout and the matching one. So the closure, I plan to play a rhyming video on YouTube because I actually observed some classes this past time, and the teacher was like, you have to do this with the students. Like, they just love, one second, I'm sorry, it's not loading. Rhyming words. Okay, but, yeah, I actually watched the class, observing, and the students, like begged for this one song, and yeah, it was annoying, but they were so good throughout the whole class because they wanted to listen to this one song. And I think that if it is educational and it will help them in the long run remember rhyming words, why not make this like a closing, like if you're good in class, we'll get to listen to the rhyming song. Like, I just think that it's, oh, okay, I think that's awesome. So here's like I'll let you listen or watch a couple seconds of it. It's pretty cool. Rhyming is so easy.
Sing, ring, bell, tell, talk, walk, run, fun, play, say, word, bird. Rhyming is so easy. Fly, cry, sad, bad, good, hood, cap, map, find, mind, think, sink. Rhyming is so easy. Water, daughter, brother, other, same, name, call.
Okay, so you get the point, but as you can see, like, the words, it gets faster. It's about a 2 or 3 minute video, but it gets faster and the words get longer, and it's just really cute. Like, I think that the kids will love that, especially like at that age. They're gonna like beg for that song, and it's okay because like they'll know rhyming words, and they'll see the words that they don't really know how to spell yet or even read yet, but they see them up there, so it's gonna be recognizable when they get to that age limit. But yeah, I think that'll be a good closing thing, kind of just a relaxation to watch the video and to sing along. Maybe I think that would be good for a closing activity. So after the video, I'll kind of have like an overview. You know, I want to make sure that they kind of picked up on some things that I was teaching. So I want to ask, who can name all the short vowels and say them correctly? I know that's kind of hard to ask for first graders, but hopefully by the end of the week they will be able to tell their parents, like, hey, I know how to say short vowels. Like, it's not A-E-I-O-U, it's I-A-E-O-U. Like, I think that by the end of the week they will be able to do that. Hopefully they can do it today when I ask. And then I can say, who can name 2 words that rhyme? And obviously I'm going to call on the ones that have their hands raised. But cat and hat, or box and fox, maybe, hopefully they'll say some of those. And then I'll really ask, who can name 3 words that rhyme? They can be like non-existing words. I'm not going to penalize that, but name 3 words that rhyme. I think that'll be fun for them. At the end, after that, after the questions are asked, we can like play around with those. Homework, students have 2 options. They can bring 2 small like things from their house, like actual house. Like, I was just thinking like a show and tell kind of thing. They can bring like shoe and something blue, maybe, like, I don't know, just something small, not huge. And I will write that in like the weekly thing, like, please limit your huge objects. But they can do that, or if they don't want to bring anything, which is completely fine, they can draw 2 things that rhyme from their house. So they can just bring me a piece of paper or show it to the class. These are the 2 things that rhyme from my house, and they draw it as best as they can and write what they drew. The early finishers, I found this really cool website that has all these worksheets. It was really, really cool. It's A-E-I-O-U. It has the vowels. I know it's backwards, but you can actually just click on the worksheets and it'll print off. Like, it was awesome. But you have to fill in the blank. It's for ant, hat. It says bed, but if the child puts B-A-D and it's a picture of a bed, it doesn't spell bed, it spells bad, which isn't right. So it has the instructions on here. It's pretty self-explanatory. So that will be for the early finishers. The special needs students, I said that to do a reading disability and English language learner. The reading disability, I think that it would be really cool if the reading disability student had to pair up with a paraprofessional and did the rhyme time game with them, because it's like one-on-one, and with an adult and a child that has a learning disability, it would be really helpful for them to go at their own pace and them not to be distracted. Like, I just think it would be really good for a paraprofessional to work with them during that game. It would be fun for them too. For the English language learner, I think that it would be good for the student to be my partner. During those games, I would really like to be one-on-one with him or her. Him or her being in the class with us and listening to everyone, but me actually like helping him one-on-one with anything that he needs or she needs. So, okay, that, and then remediation. The students who do not latch onto the material will need to replay rhyme time game with a paraprofessional, but in a small group during time that, preferably not class time. But yeah, I think that would be really good for a small group to actually redo the game, and the paraprofessional maybe could even like explain, not better than me, but explain differently than me, because sometimes they need to hear it from someone else. But that would be ideal for me. Enrichment, I thought this was really cool too, because kids that need more practice, that are a little ahead of each other, others can actually do this, and it'll just be further practice, and it'll be better in the long run anyway. I printed off 2 worksheets that they can do quietly at their desk or whenever they want, like free time, or take it home and do it. It's just an enrichment activity. But I just put them on the same page. But yeah, these have pictures and these have words. So they're going to have to read these words and match them up. And then for the pictures, it's kind of difficult. But a first grader can do it, especially with like If they don't remember this animal, I can come and tell them, look, it's a skunk. It's a skunk. Do you remember? What rhymes with a skunk? Does king rhyme with a skunk? No. Trunk. Trunk. It looks like a treasure chest, but you're going to have to really think, like, what can it be? What other word can it be? It can't be treasure chest. It can be trunk. So that's why it's difficult. You're going to have to come up with different kind of, you're going to have to really think about, like, what that picture could be. So, yeah, that is for the enrichment. All my attachments are listed in the links and everything, so feel free to look at that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I can't wait to watch all of y'all's. Thanks.